Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
I'm interested to find out what the download is today. And this is something that has come to her. She, by the way, is intuitive, psychic medium. She uses all different modalities and harnesses the power of energy to move your life forward. And she got a download a few months ago that was pretty impactful as we waited to see what would transpire. And she's got another one from, I guess, source, spirit, angels, whatever. Interested to hear what we got coming our way. Alicia B is back with us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Now, before we jump into this, just want to remind everybody that this is a very impactful time because astrologically, there's a lot going on. We have two retrogrades at this very moment. We're moving our lives forward, and if you're feeling a little heavy, a little like you're in quicksand, questioning things, that's the reason for it, right?
Yes, 100%. And I like to make this connection with people because, you might see what we do in the metaphysical, like, oh, they never get impacted by it. Look how good they're doing. Please know we still get impacted by it. This past week has been, for me, a harder week. The energy has been thicker, and I have done what a lot of people do, which is question, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Am I on the wrong path? Am I on the right path? Where am I? And so if you're feeling those, please know that's the cosmic universal energy happening right now, and you are not alone in those feelings.
Is this a time for very heavy reflection?
It really is. Reflect on your past, but also release it, right? We don't want to live back there. We don't want to live in the future. We want to live in the now. So as things come up and you start moving through whatever it is that pops up into, that comes up for you, whether it be current, past, or future endeavors, as you move through them, make sure you're releasing them. And that means not holding on to them like, oh, I want this so bad. I'm just going to hold it in my hands and never let it go. You have to let it go. You have to just be present in the moment.
We hold on to things because it's safe, right?
Yes, most definitely. So a lot of us form these connections with people, with places, with whatever we're doing in our lives, and they become a safety net for us, a place we feel safe, secure, and whether it's good or bad, we're going to stay in that because we know it's familiar. And there's a fear of if we release it, what's next? I don't know what's next because I've had this for so long. I'm scared to move forward. But as you move forward, the fear will subside and you'll see greater things coming out. But you've got to make that choice. That's where we talk about trusting yourself and accepting. Make that choice to go ahead and move away from things that don't serve you.
Do you feel that for the things to come along that really do serve you, you have to make room? So therefore, you have to purge or move those things that we know aren't right for us, but we hold on to them anyway.
Most definitely. And that's a lot of what I tell people when I do energy work or my sound therapy work. As they come up, the important thing is to move forward in them and release them. When we hold on to them, we're saying, okay, I'm okay with how this situation is treating me. I'm okay with this type of interaction or feeling. And so go ahead and give me more of that. And if it doesn't serve you, you're accepting stuff that is not for your best purpose, not for the best that you can be. And when you release them, you're saying, okay, I'm accepting better now. I am ready for things to come that are better for me.
Going to get into your download that you received in a moment with potentially vital information for the rest of us. Before we get there, though, what's the difference between manifesting or your and the universal rule that we're talking about here and your subconscious? Because as I understand it, your subconscious protects you. It's there for you. It's kind of dumb. Doesn't really know. So, you're hanging on to, let's say, a relationship that doesn't support you, but your subconscious could be saying, yeah, that's what they want. Yeah. So let me bring them more of that. Or let me bring them another relationship. It's just like that one, because that's what they like right there. Is it the subconscious doing it, or is it the universe doing it, or is it a combination of both?
So it would be a combination of both. What we accept in our physical form, what we're saying we are okay with, the universe is saying that's what you want. So we're going to continue to give you that similar energy that links to where you are in your life now. And so speaking on relationships, if you're in a relationship that maybe you're not getting emotional support, maybe it's a physically bad relationship, maybe it's a mentally bad relationship, or you feel like you're held back, you're telling universe, if I stay here, I'm okay with being held back. I'm okay with not progressing. And so when you release that, you're changing it. And that's all part of manifestation. It's all the energy that we speak of. So it starts with you. You have to make the choice and the decision to move forward. Universe is going to support you where you are. And if you're not moving forward, it's going to continue to support you where you are and bring what you're accepting into your life. So you
Mm.
have to make that conscious decision to trust yourself and say, I want better. I deserve better. I have goals, aspirations. Let me move into that energy instead of staying here kind of stuck where I'm at.
I can tell you with certainty, I made a change that I felt didn't support me. And when I made the change, I was feeling, yeah, it's great. This is it. And I honestly, I felt a burden lifted off of me and refreshed and hopeful and like, yeah, good, good, good. Then I started shortly thereafter rethinking it. It would have been if that situation worked, it would have been good and this and that and that. And because I returned to that energy, this is my interpretation of it. Because I returned to that energy and I reflected on it instead of just taking it and throw it up in the air to the universe and moving forward, I feel heavy and weighed down again. And
Yeah.
I got a good night's sleep. Everything's all good. It doesn't make any sense, like why you would feel like, "Meh,"
Hmm.
but it's got to be me. I don't say overthinking, but just thinking about it. Even though it got released, now I'm holding on to the energy and I can feel it. It's bizarre.
Yes. Yes. I like to refer to that as the ego portion of us, not that ego as in a negative thing, but that's our conscious brain. Our conscious brain is the one that's like, wait, what if? We could have. Maybe if.
Mm,
That's your conscious brain, your ego coming in because we want to kind of have more control on situations instead of accepting things,
hmm
manifesting things because those don't seem as tangible. And so you know, a lot of decisions you may come through and like work through and release can bring that ego to the forefront because that's a fear vibration. We're nervous about moving forward. We've let go of something we're comfortable with.
mm,
And now it's kind of up in the air. Where am I going to land? But you and I have discussed this before. You have to trust you're
mm,
going to land in a better spot.
for sure. And I know I am, in making the change, I know it. Like there's not even
Mhm.
a doubt, but to your point, the ego, creeps back in. It's like, well, wait a minute. If you could have, and if this was, but ultimately it comes down to, I believe most times, situations you have no control over.
Yes.
That's what it
Yes.
is.
Hmm. You
And
can't affect someone else's choice, their free will. You can only control your choices and your reaction to others' choices. That's as much power as you have over somebody else and what they're doing. So when you're in a relationship, you have to remember, yes, you're coming together and agreeing we're going to be together and work 100% together. But if they're not actually making that choice, it's leaving the energy exchange uneven.
mm,
And so you have to make that decision for yourself and be comfortable with saying, I'm okay with loving myself enough to say, I need to step away from this.
is it about the energy exchange? Is that really what's going on here?
It is. It is.
Hmm.
And I know we don't think about it in that terms, but think about when you are interacting with people and how you can become drained. If they're venting to you and you're just taking it on, like, "Ooh, I'm listening, I'm listening. I'm trying to give advice, but maybe it's not hitting, but I'm still here and you can vent to me all you want." How do you feel after that? Tired, like, "Ooh, that was a lot."
Yeah.
They're going through a lot. And then your head goes in that, well, does that apply to my life? Am I going through similar things? Can I connect? And you start bringing your energy to a place where it's not level, it's not where it needs to be. And it's that exchange. Everything is an energy exchange.
Interesting. I had a conversation with somebody I'm close to last week, and they're in a relationship,
Mhm.
and it's just completely one-sided. And this person hangs on to it and doesn't have the courage to leave, but it is so,
Yes.
I mean, I can't even describe the tipping of the scale. And I said, what I said was, what's in it for you? What are you getting
Yes.
out of it? What's it? And I know that sounds, a little dirty, like, self-centered, like, yeah, what's in it for me? But what's in it for you? Like, what are you getting out of it? And I once had I think it was a hypnotherapy with somebody that
Hmm.
said, I want you to try it, just do it. And then when I wanted to compensate them for their time, they said, no, I don't want anything except $1. You can Venmo me $1. I said, what's going on with that? And they said, because that's the energy exchange. I gave you something, you have to give me something back, even if it's just $1.
Yes. Yes. And that's why, I'm sure people look at a psychic and are like, well, if they have all this knowledge, why aren't they just sharing it? Or, energy workers that do my modality.
Yeah.
We want to share it, but we have to have that exchange because if not, it starts to pile on us and we can carry that heavy. And majority of us, I don't know if all are, I haven't met every psychic medium, I haven't met every energy healer. Majority of us are empathic. And so when we're interacting you in a time where you're kind of chaotic in energy and you need us to help you along, if there's no energy exchange, we begin to store that. And that
Hmm.
brings us down, and then we can't help more people. We can't help people get out because then we become blocked. And so it's to, I guess, level the playing field to where we both have a great experience. You move forward and you elevate yourself, and that's phenomenal and what my goal is. But there's also that exchange, so I don't have to carry that energy that we released from you.
When you say the exchange, how do you mean? When you work with somebody, is it
Oh,
them giving
yes.
something back, a compensation, whatever it might be?
For majority, I use the finance. So when you purchase the session, that's the energy exchange. And that's for me, I kind of level it out depending on how much energy am I putting in, how much do I have to pull forward from myself, from source, and how much it's kind of like the harder you work physically in your job, we look at it and be like, okay, we should be paid according to what we're doing. And so that's where that energy exchange comes in. It's a monetary value. There are readers out there. I am one of them in certain situations. I will do exchanges if you want to give me a review or if you're going to like word of mouth, let me know what you think. Give me feedback. That's an
Hmm.
energy exchange because then I can improve what I'm doing. That's the exchange. You're helping me out and I'm helping you out. So it's an even exchange.
So the empath thing, uh, I get it. I
Mhm.
am one. It was confirmed with a strength assessment test out of 34 strengths. Number two is empath for me. I'm the one that usually calls somebody else out. Do you realize you're an empath? You got to protect your energy. And then I found out, oh, duh, it's you as well.
Mhm.
It's a blessing and it's a curse at the same time, isn't it?
Most definitely. I
Mm.
love it because then you feel that true connection. And I cannot explain it to someone who is not empathic, but you get that knowing about people like, oh, they need a little help, you know? Oh, they might be in a sad place. If I
Yeah,
say hello to them and acknowledge them, we can shift their vibration. And empaths have the ability to tap into that, like inherently tap in. Mhm.
for sure. But it can also weigh you down in these situations. And that being said, does that go back to the exchange? If you're feeling something from somebody, you want to help them, you're connected to them. But if there's nothing coming back, is that where things go wrong?
It is.
Mm.
It is. And this applies to singular interactions like one-on-one, like we're doing. This applies to group interactions. If you're going out, say, to a concert or you're going to the mall, there's a lot of people there. I don't know if people go to the mall anymore. There's a lot of people there. But when you're interacting with people, whether it's a one-on-one session or if you're in a group where there's a lot of energy being thrown around, that affects you. It's when we go back to the fundamentals and the root of it, we are all energy. Every one of us is energy. Science has proven we all have an energy field. We don't know where it's from, but
Mhm.
it's there. And so if I'm out there and I'm in a grumpy mood, and anybody's going to pick up on that and be like, oh, we need to avoid them, or oh, don't say anything. Like they seem off, right? We get those intuitive hits and we interact with people according to them. So everything is an energy exchange. If you're in a place or you're contacting people where you feel like you're heavier or you feel like you're getting what I call lower vibrations, sad, anxious, those kinds of things, that's not a good exchange. You need to step back, release that energy. The way I do it is I release this energy that is not mine as love, and I do a deep inhale, exhale, and let it go. And then I feel a weight lifted off me when I do that. And that's something everybody can do in any situation.
Time for the download. So this
Time for the
is
download.
this is something that you get occasionally. Where does this information come from?
So this one specifically, a lot of times, like our previous one that I spoke of was from spirits. So they didn't come in and say, "Hey, I'm John," or whomever. So the first thing when I got this one was, "We are the Arcturians," and that is a star seed group, a cosmic entity group that has been here before, continues to help support us and help us ascend as humanity. And so they came in. And I was very excited when they're like, "We are the Arturian." I was like, "Oh my gosh, okay." But this is their message that they give. And it's a little hard to read. I do auto writing, so it's not my handwriting, so bear with me. It's the leading and guidance is an opening to source and spirit. So as you lead and guide, you are opening yourself to source and spirit, moving through acceptance of elevation, gratitude, and uplifting energy. Guide as called to open more people to source, provide the strength and connection for unity. Release your doubts, release your fears, or any self-sabotage. The gifts you have are yours. Share them with the world. I just think
Hmm.
it's beautiful. And it's not just talking about me, my gifts, mine may be different than yours, but everybody is bringing a gift to humanity. We all have something to give each other. Stand firm in that, accept it, stop fearing it. Don't self-sabotage yourself. Don't be like, I got this, but I'm not going to use it. I'm scared to use it. Don't self-sabotage. Trust, accept, and move forward.
Is that our purpose?
To help humanity?
Well, you talk about these gifts. So
Yeah.
is that, like you said, and I believe we've all been given a gift. Some of us haven't figured out what it is yet.
Mhm.
Some of us aren't using it to its full potential. But when we talk about the gift, is that our purpose in life?
It is. And I like to bring it down. So don't think psychic, don't think medium. Your gift is the energy you bring to humanity, your ability to connect, your ability to move forward and show strength in different avenues. Before I stepped forward as a medium, I didn't realize I inspired people by my life story. To me, it's what I've been through, right? I got injured overseas as a military service member. I ended up with cancer. I have another chronic condition that I was diagnosed with as a nurse. And that inspired people because I kept moving forward. I didn't know that was an inspirational thing, but we don't think about ourselves as helping other people. And I would like everybody to just take a moment and think, what have I done that other people have noticed?
Mm.
Because everybody has done something. For you, you started out as a teenager in this business, and your wealth and knowledge is a gift to humanity. How did you connect with people? How are you able to speak to them so that you could bring out their knowledge, their comfort, and create a safe environment for them? That's a gift. We just don't view it as gifts.
Well, the empath thing, I only figured that out about a year ago, not even. That made things come clearer of how I've done what I've done over the years because I feel like I got you. Like I feel you. I
Yes.
know where we're at here and we could be talking about tires on a car. We could be talking about anything. I'm feeling your energy. And I guess that's, how I tap in. And to your point, after a bunch of years of doing radio, I left a job after a lot of years
Hmm.
and started looking for community connected jobs, like working in a hospital, their PR department, things like that. And
Hmm.
it just wasn't connecting, feeling right. And then somebody said, duh, you've been doing that all along by doing radio and broadcasting. That's what you do. You are connecting with community, et cetera. And then, oh, all
Hmm.
right. So then I went back to it and then haven't stopped. Um, but I feel that's my purpose. There's, hands down. And we all have something to bring, but you're right. We need to take inventory of what we have and our lives because what you just described that you went through, and it's you. So you kind of minimize it. Yeah, that's my life, whatever. When I started doing that and then talking to others, I realize that we are blanket warriors.
We are. Every single one of us that is on this earth in physical form is a warrior, 100%. We all go through trials, we all go through the fire, and when we come out the other side, you have a story that can help somebody else.
Yep.
I know I didn't want to share it because I thought it was selfish of me. I thought it would be conceited to tell people, oh, look, this is what I've been through. Let me help you. Maybe I can give you pointers and things of that nature. And I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it because society said that is self-centered. That's
Mm,
selfish of me to do. Put the spotlight on me. But
yep.
it wasn't what I was trying to do. So I just held in my story. And then I had others that, would hear a little bit sprinkled in and there. And they're like, do you understand how inspiring you are? And I'm like, whoa, no, no, no. I'm not inspiring. I just lived. All I did was live through my events, my life. But that is helpful to others. It
But
really is.
there's another piece of that too. You think we can think it's self-centered to share that stuff, but I agree with you. We all have a story and we learn. I love everybody's story because it's empowering. You learn from it.
Mhm.
I feel the other side of it is if you share your story, many of us feel that it weakens us. And somebody said this to me recently. And I have a business as well. And I had some health stuff going on. I shared with you. I had skin cancer. They told me stage 3. It was like 45 days ago. I had, 60 stitches and it was, it was kind of a rough time, but it was all good. And I shared that with somebody I work with, a client. And somebody close to me said, "Well, don't tell them everything that's going on because
Mhm.
it makes it look you look vulnerable." I was like, "No, no,
Mm-mm.
that's me. That's my life. I'm proud of it. Yeah, I got a little scar. Guess what? That's my new tat. Yeah,
Right?
that it's all good. Embrace it. It is who we are. And
Yes,
those battle wounds, if you will, whether they're physical or mental, give you the strength to keep going.
they really do. And here's a quote I was told by when I was in the service, and it didn't really hit me what it meant until much later because it sounds weird, but knowledge is power only when shared. So you can have all the power of knowledge in the world, but if you're not sharing that and connecting to others, what
What's the
good is it
point?
doing? It goes away with you. So
Mm.
share that knowledge, share your experience because that's what empowers each other. That's how we empower each other.
Say that last part again. That if you don't share it,
Knowledge is power only when
you
shared.
share it. Yeah.
Only when shared.
And
Mhm.
I heard I think it was Sir Isaac Newton said this: "What we know is a drop. What we don't know is an ocean."
Mhm. So
So
true.
so if I can gain a couple of drops from you today, and all of us,
Exactly.
that's that we've increased the size of our knowledge pool, if you will. Man, it's not going to be an ocean. It can never be, but at least it's a little bit bigger. And certainly, got a lot of clarity from you today. That download was beautiful.
Thank you.
That's the law of life.
It
It
really
is there.
is.
Yeah. Somebody wants to connect with you, even a conversation of how you might be able to help them. How do they do that?
Uh, insightpsychics.com/Alisha is to book me. If you need to have a conversation, text me or leave a voicemail at 256-469-8111. I also have a business email now that which I haven't had. Alisha B4, the number 4, psychic energy at Gmail. Shoot me an email. Let's get the ball rolling. And if I can help, I will.
Yeah. You just make this stuff so clear. And I know it's kind of woo woo and it's kind of deep for some, but it makes sense because it's supposed to, and you make sense of it for us.
Thank you.
And for that, I thank you. I mean, it's like I got some drops from you today, and it was good.
Yay.
All right, we'll catch up soon. Thanks again.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.